Hey everybody, this is Steven, and I'm coming to you after having the iPhone 4 for 1 week. What do I think? What do I want to say about it? Lots of stuff. Coming up on Steve's Geek Minutes. So I've had this iPhone 4 now for a week. Close to. Tomorrow will be a week. Well, tomorrow at like 3:30. Either way, this iPhone is phenomenal. So I have had time to really dig in, see what its features are, try out a handful of things, and I have to say that it's definitely the biggest leap forward, like they said, from the original iPhone. Little things along the way have kind of kept us going, little hardware changes and stuff like that, but as far as like big stuff, this complete redesign of what I thought was already an awesome phone. And if you've been hearing all the problems that people have been having, like, oh, if you touch this corner of the phone, there's bad reception, stuff like that, I'll talk about that a little bit. But a few of the core features, at least one of the new ones, is of course the display. The Retina display, as they say, is 326 pixels per inch. That's what Apple said was more than the human eye can see. And they're right. I mean, as far as I can tell, from a distance or from where you normally hold a phone, you can't see the pixels. They're invisible. They're not there. I've been reading a couple different things. I've been reading Winnie the Pooh because it's free on the book, and it's actually a phenomenal book. So yeah, don't make fun of me. But it's awesome. The text is so sharp and so clear, and it's mind-blowing how smooth everything looks. I've had people zoom in really close to all the letters and like they smooth out completely. There are no jaggies anywhere. It really is amazing. The phone is snappier. It's got actually double the RAM of the 3GS. It's now got 512 megs. Not only that, double the RAM of the iPad. So that actually gives you more space to load up multiple apps and more room for the apps to run when they are running. So I've got some apps that used to crash more frequently on the 3GS, and they run fine on this. Not to mention, after the 3GS updated to iOS 4, which is the new OS that allows the multitasking and the folders and stuff like that, a lot of my apps started to crash very often. And I'm thinking it's because the OS now uses more RAM than it used before, leaving less room for the apps to run. So stuff that I really like to play was giving me lots of issues. Not so with the new phone. One of the big things I really liked was the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera. The camera on the back of this phone now has 720p resolution, which is what, you know, it's high def, I mean, for all intents and purposes, and it's as good as the Flip Minnow HD from what I've discovered. And that's really awesome because that takes away the additional crap I have to carry around whenever I go somewhere. If I want to think I'm going to need video, I used to carry a Flip Minnow. If I want to take pictures, I've got my Panasonic camera. Now this is no replacement for a good consumer camera. It's still 5 megapixel. It takes a darn good picture, but if you're expecting more and if you want to zoom, you know, you're going to need something more. But if you're replacing a Flip Minnow video camera with this, it's totally doable. It works fantastic. I've recorded a couple different things and it's been great. So I would if you're looking for a replacement for that, the iPhone will do that for you. So physically on the iPhone, we've got 2 panes of glass now. You've got a pane of glass on the back, glass on the front, and a metal strip down the middle, or down the sides, top, everywhere. The glass, they said, is 30 times harder than plastic, I think. 30 times harder, maybe? Either way, it's hard glass, but reports have been going around that you drop it like anything else, it will break. And I think a lot of that comes from, you know, metal and glass aren't known for their flexibility. They've said that this thing is very flexible, and showing it on the video that they have out there, the little ad, they bend it about that much. And that's pretty wicked. I'd still think a case would be a worthy investment, if not just an insurance plan that covers it if you drop it on the highway or something, because it's bound to happen. It does. I dropped my old phone in an airport on the carpet and it jacked up the LCD, so you might want to keep that in mind when you're walking around with this thing, but that's pretty cool. The metal strip, tons and tons of reports coming around about bad reception from the device because of the aluminum band around it, and that's what's actually being used to support the internal structure of it, as well as being used for the antennas. The antennas, to me, in my experience thus far, have been fantastic. I've actually kept a signal better with this phone than I did with my 3GS. I would be sitting in this apartment and all of a sudden I would go to no bars. Now, if I do hit those spots where for some reason the signal drops, it goes to 2 instead of none. However, you can replicate the antenna loss. Or not antenna loss, but signal loss, I guess is what you would say. See this little band right here? This little black line? This piece and this piece are two separate antennas, and if you bridge that, it causes unwanted interference in the way it receives a signal and will cause it to drop, cause a signal drop. People who hold it with a death grip in their left hand like this have shown that the signal strength will go down. And, you know, honestly, I'm not holding the phone like that. I'm not holding it up to my head in a death grip like this. The thin phone itself actually is better, it seems to me, be better held with my fingers like this, leaving the antenna open, rather than sitting there holding it, you know, like it's gonna fly away. And I think people are jumping on this bandwagon and going a little overboard. Multitasking has changed my life. It's amazing. The ability to flip from app to app to app to app without going out of another app is awesome. All you do is double click and then bam, you get a little dock with all the recently used apps that you've got. You can pick one, pick Foursquare for instance, hit another one. Oh, look, what do I want to do now? I think I'm going to go to, Engadget. And it flips around and bam, you're going where you want to go. It's killer because now you stop with the whole let me go to my home screen and then flip and then go to a new one. You've just got them all right there. And a lot of apps now are making it so that you can stop, you know, not completely stop using an app. You can just pause it and then go to another one and come right back to it where you left off. Now that's got to be programmed in the app, so not all of them are doing that right now. So chill out if you're all worried because you have to reload WeRule every time you try and bring it up. Let's talk about FaceTime. I got to use that last night. That is amazing. You call somebody up, they've got an iPhone 4. You're like, oh, I want to have a conversation. If you're both on Wi-Fi, it doesn't work over 3G. I know, it sucks, but here we are. So you've got to have Wi-Fi, but the minute you bring up FaceTime and you use it, you'll be blown away. I was thinking to myself, video conferencing, seen that before, you know, do that on Skype all the time. Having it in your hand and being able to talk to someone and look at them and then hit a button and show them what you're looking at by using the camera on the other side is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. I was completely taken back by how incredible it was to have a conversation with someone on your phone, on your cell phone, and look at them. And the technology behind it is done so flawlessly. You call somebody up, Apple finds out where your phone numbers are in association with the Wi-Fi access point, something like that. Then you hit FaceTime, the call drops, and then it's picked up by Wi-Fi and used like a voice over IP Skype kind of deal to the other person. So you're having like a peer-to-peer conversation with your phones over the Wi-Fi, and the old call is dropped. So if you're on an international call and say you're calling somebody and you don't want to pay the international minutes, you hit FaceTime, it drops that, puts you on your Wi-Fi, and you're no longer using your minutes, you're using internet time, whatever that is. But that was absolutely amazing. And I was doing it with a buddy who was at Starbucks at the time, and it blew my mind how well it came through. And I don't know if it's the way they're compressing it, if it's their codecs they're using, but it looks so good. Overall, fantastic experience with the new phone. Every time I look at it, I'm blown away by the display. So if you're one of the people that are still waiting around for one, stick it out and get this phone, because it's absolutely unbelievable. Of course, AT&T's got their problems. Depending on where you're at, major cities seem to have the most issues. But as of right now, like this thing is killer. I love it. So that's it for Steve's Geek Minute and the iPhone review. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I did. And go get one of these things. That's it. See you guys later.